Hello. My name is Hannah Rose, and my presentation today is on social media, the Wild West. So where has social media been? This is where I would like to start. I want to start with Web 2.0 and what it is and why we care about it. The concept of Web 2.0 is commonly attributed to Tim O'Reilly and Dale Daughtry's conference brainstorming session. Web 2.0 refers to websites that place a heavy emphasis on user-generated content, usability, and a site that can work on different devices. While this is not a technological change, this actually points to the new direction web pages were being constructed for. Web 2.0 actively encourages users to interact with other users via social media dialogues in their own virtual communities. After the appearance of Web 2.0 in the mid-2000s, Wikipedia entered the scene in 2001, Facebook opened to the public in 2006, and Twitter appeared in 2007, all interactive communities. And early social networks like Friendster and Blogger were still around and thriving due to changes due to Web 2.0. Several individuals saw the sprouting social media sites to have promise in the years to come, but several people still had no idea where it was going and the power it could one day have. With no set direction, social media was, and still in my mind today, remains the wild, wild west. So what has it done? Social media has carried the potential to democratize knowledge by providing a platform for several voices to be heard. After the rise and fall of Web 1.0, Web 2.0 showed promise as it faced the Great Recession of 2008. Social media experienced a surge during the Great Recession due to the interactivity elements of Web 2.0. Due to the explosion and growth of social media, marketing specialists, social media gurus, and techies grew overnight. You can see industries including influence, quantified self, social networks, blog microblogs, crowd wisdom, Q&A, even discussion in forums, wikis, enterprises, niche working, location. The list goes on, and how many of us cross in all of these different categories. We constantly are interacting and co-creating meaning with and through these devices. Social media now takes on the role of telling the news and being the first place to see breaking news. How many of us are actively using journalism techniques as we share news on social media? Breaking news hits Twitter. It's shortening the viral stories because we're constantly being inundated with what's happening because people are on the scene. Twitter hashtags are created like hashtag Ferguson so people can search all the people who are talking about it. It becomes a riot. It becomes something people are constantly connected to. People then, through blogs and videos, and people are using their networks to perform analysis, and people are using that. And then through it, as it gets analyzed and people are sharing it, is lengthened, and then it becomes archived content for us to look up in future days. So where is social media headed? Based on where it's been, I've mentioned it's the wild, wild west, but we do have some indicators of where it can go. Virtual reality. So virtual reality is using VR headsets, using a combination of physical environments or props to generate realistic images and sounds in a virtual environment. Users are able to look around and experience an artificial world. This new technology is expected to not only dominate the game sphere, but attract everyday users. And I didn't understand how people would use virtual reality at first, because I thought, I would never put on these glasses and walk around. I would look like an idiot. But with the PR group here on campus, we went and visited some people in New York, and we were visiting with Michael Frazier. And he is the director of communication for the 9/11 Museum in New York. And we kind of said, what do you think is the future? And he said, it's virtual reality. And it kind of shocked me. And I stepped back and he said, you know what? I am confident that virtual reality will be able to show us the weather for tomorrow in any city in the world. And he mentioned he can see himself putting these glasses on in the morning and saying, what is my walk to work going to look like? And he can look around and see, oh, there's going to be snow, or, oh, there's going to be ice. And he said, this kind of tool is literally going to change the way we communicate, commute, the way we see the world. It has the ability to predict the future based on technology. And I don't know if that's either scary or exciting, because we're able to take those techniques and these social media tools to actually enhance life. Deeper into virtual reality we go. Wearables will become implantables, and virtuals can take on your conscience. So by this I mean wearables will transform to be implanted devices in our bodies. So let's say we have a disease, it will be able to regulate our health. If we're diabetic, it will mention, hey, you need insulin, or hey, we need to get you some food instant or you're going to crash. Other things that they can do is maybe diagnose a problem, noticing that your nervous system, it can work with your nervous system to locate where pain is and be able to tell you why. Some researchers are suggesting that we may in the future be able to share our emotions telepathically through these devices. Somehow the components and hormones in our brain will be able to implicate that we're feeling a certain way, and we'll be able to understand why people maybe perform actions, especially people who can't communicate well, or in criminal cases, we can say, oh, based on this information, they were feeling this kind of way. They're even going as far as saying that it will be capable to share what we are smelling and even share the sensation we're feeling. These advances can also extend into virtual experiences by taking on your conscience. For example, you can go shop online using your very own virtual avatar, and that avatar will be set to your specific height and weight and your waist, like how wide your waist is. So if you want to try on a shirt in a clothing item store, you'll be able to put it on and you'll be able to recognize, oh, that doesn't sit well on my hips, I shouldn't buy it. Or, the skinny jeans don't fit just right. So this avatar could also extend to visiting different places, seeing if you like things before you go to it. And it kind of gives you a way of testing if you'd like it before you actually experience it. Return to the OG, or like the mother original gangster. So this is kind of like Friendster, MySpace, and the Facebook evolution. So one of the first social networks was Friendster, a name which implies its purpose, forming and maintaining friendships. That's how MySpace and Facebook ostensibly began. While this is valuable when you have a broad announcement to share and want to reach as many people as possible, these are no longer the vehicles for sharing photos of your kids, recording audio, or staying connected with your inner circle of family and friends. And so by that we mean these spaces are going to have to go back to being intimate. No longer will they be just some big sphere that works. They need to find a niche audience of saying, Friendster, you can choose 5 friends that you want to just be extremely intimate with. This suggests that we're kind of, as we become so separated through wide social media platforms, there will be a space for social platforms that promote intimacy and close connected relationships. Music streaming will continue to struggle in the future. I predict that subscription-focused models will be challenged as users continue to seek out free music. Streaming services struggle to survive, and most popular services have never turned a profit. An increasing number of investors suggest large tech companies such as Amazon, Apple, and Google will be the digital music providers in the future due to their model of business beyond music. So this means people will be searching for new revenue streams, and this will mean that more bigger companies and established companies will be stepping into the music sphere, and it'll be interesting to see where technology takes music. Digital bling, please. Wearable digital health bands are expected to grow. So I feel like we've only seen a glimpse into what is to come through Fitbits tracking sleep and Apple Watches telling us to stand every hour. As technology advances, people can expect new health monitors to track and accurately display information that could save their lives. Diabetes trackers will be able to deliver insulin doses, and people will be able to track their health advances. Potential advances include drones following you on your run, heart rate monitors embedded in your t-shirts, and sunglasses that can record your mileage. I'd like to end with the best analogy I can possibly think of. I love to watch people solve Rubik's Cubes, but I have absolutely no idea how to solve one myself. And that same holds true for the future of social media. I can tell you vague trends and ideas I think could come to life, but it requires constant change and moving pieces to come to new advancements and discoveries. And just like how each time you move one piece of the Rubik's Cube, it changes the entire game plan moving forward. The same holds true for each advancement with social media. We will continue to solve the puzzle and figure out the future as we go. And in the end, I know social media will be what no one saw coming.